5:30 p.m. and I will call to order the October 12th, 2020 special meeting of the MISD Board of Trustees. All board members are present except for John Trischetti, who had work duties this evening and will not be joining us. Agenda item number 1 is public comment. We have not had anyone sign up to address us during public comment. So it's still 5:30 p.m. and we will go into closed session in accordance with Texas Government Code Section 551.071, attorney consultation regarding legal issues related to public hearing and possible voluntary separation agreement with Orlando Riddick. Also pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.074, consider and discuss possible voluntary separation agreement with Orlando Riddick. And finally, pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.071, attorney consultation regarding legal issues related to superintendent search and transition process. We'll now go into closed session. Thank you. It's 6:43 p.m. and we are emerging from closed session to move to our action items arising from closed session. First action item is 3A, public hearing pursuant to Texas Local Government Code Section 180.007 regarding payment to be made to Orlando Riddick. It is 6:43 p.m. and I will call to order the public hearing. This item is a public hearing pursuant to Texas Local Government Code Section 180.007, which requires a public hearing before any payment is made to an employee or a former employee that exceeds the contract amount owed to an employee. This item has been properly posted and a sign-in sheet has been provided for the public to speak if they so desire. There is a subsequent agenda item tonight for the board to consider a payment to be made to Superintendent Orlando Riddick. Prior to making any additional payments, the following information is being provided to the public in compliance with Government Code Section 180.007. 1. Reason for the payment. The Midland ISD Board of Trustees has reached a tentative agreement with Superintendent Orlando Riddick for his resignation. 2. Public purpose. The proposed agreement with Mr. Riddick would allow him to resign from office effective today and would allow the district to begin the search for a new superintendent and would save the district the cost, including attorney's fees and court reporter fees, uncertainties, and delays of a hearing before an independent hearing examiner. 3. Proposed payment and terms. The proposed payment to Mr. Riddick will be $70,000 less applicable state and federal deductions. 4. Source of proposed payment. The funds will be paid from the district's general fund. 5. Terms for distribution. The proposed payment will be made by payroll check to Mr. Riddick through his counsel on or before October 14, 2020, if approved by the board this evening. I will now call for speakers. Each speaker who has signed up to speak, if any, at this hearing will be allowed 2 minutes to make comments. If no one has signed up, the board minutes will reflect that a hearing was offered and no speakers were present to speak. It's my understanding that we have no one has signed up to speak at this hearing, and so our minutes will reflect that the hearing was offered and no speakers were present to speak. It is 6:45 p.m. and I will now conclude the hearing for public purpose.
Mr. President, I'd like to move that the board find that public purpose exists for entering into an agreement with Mr. Orlando Riddick, and that the board approve the proposed voluntary separation agreement signed by Mr. Riddick.
Motion by Mr. Kennedy, second by Mr. Murray, and this concerns action item 3B. Consider and take possible action to approve voluntary separation agreement with Orlando Riddick. Any discussion or comments regarding the motion? All those in favor, please raise your right hand. It's unanimous. Again, Mr. Trischetti is absent due to work duties. And the last action item, 3C, consider and take possible action regarding superintendent search and transition process.
I move that the board authorize Walsh Gagos to proceed with conducting the superintendent search as discussed in closed meeting.
Motion by Mr. Bishop,
Second.
second by Mr. Fuller. Any discussion? All those in favor, please raise your right hand. It's unanimous. All right, it is now 6:47 PM and we are adjourned. Thank y'all very much.